Hello and welcome to How Do We Human, the podcast where we overanalyze all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. I'm Evan Cox.
And I'm Chris Binning.
Today we're going to be talking about movie theaters? Movie theaters?
Movie theaters?
Theaters. But first, before we get to that, Gabe Fabricant. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Hi.
You're our first guest.
Our first ever guest.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for inviting me into the studio.
Of course.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to talk about movie theaters with
The
you.
studio of my apartment. It's a one-bedroom game. It's not a studio.
I'm trying to build a mindscape. I'm trying to build an image in the listener's head. Your fans should know that you're in a fully padded studio with egg cartons all along the walls.
I think all of our fans have been in my apartment before. So Gabe.
Yeah. Oh, I have to go first?
Only if you want to. You can wait. Do you want to?
No.
See?
Well, now that you've asked.
See the bread getting toasted.
No, I want to punch that dough down, baby.
How about it? How you doing, Gabe?
I'm doing great. I am. This is actually a really funny thing. I joined a gym, and I took my tax refund.
That's funny.
I'm laughing already.
If you've seen me work out, it's pretty funny. I joined a gym, and it's
awesome.
It's very exciting. In that someone drove through the wall of the gym 2 days before I joined. So there's
one of the speed bike machines?
No, like in their car.
Oh, okay.
So someone drove through the wall 2 days before I joined, and I just kind of saw safety rope around an area of treadmills, and I go, oh, okay, that's interesting. I never knew about it. And then I was working out Thursday, and I showed up, and the news was there to do a story about it. I got in the background of a news shot.
Yes.
So when you post the episode, I'll share the picture with you. But I immediately sent it to a bunch of people and go, I go to the gym for 2 days and already it's made the news. And I'm not even working out. I'm
Texting on your phone.
I'm texting on a bike. And I looked and I was like, when were they filming? And I was texting my friend about the band Our Lady Peace at that exact moment. That's what I was doing when I made the news.
I think I know. I'll see the picture and judge them, but I think I know that look on your face when you're thinking about Our Lady Peace.
You can see it's the shape of my body. You can't see my face.
So okay, so the timeline is so Thursday is when the news is there.
Yes.
So what, Tuesday is when both you joined and the...
No, let's see. I joined on Sunday.
Okay.
And the car thing happened on Friday. So it took them a week to get out and do the story. Los Angeles is a big town.
That's true.
There's a lot going on.
A lot of people crash into gyms. You can't get them all.
The
right
lead story that day was a high-speed chase that ended with an ambulance.
Oh.
In some I fast-forwarded to get to me, to see if I could see me. I don't understand. Most buildings, I mean, there's something in between the street where the cars go and the building.
Right.
Do you just stop, or is it pedal panic?
Maybe. I don't know. I may have fallen asleep at the wheel. You know what? Can be really damaging? A sneeze. Pay attention next time you sneeze and realize that a full second has gone by
absolutely.
where you had no control over your arms, where you had your eyes closed. Sneezing while driving is dangerous.
I'm shocked and horrified. I never ever thought about
Think about it.
Yeah, think about it.
I'm already a jittery driver. Waiting for the next accident. So,
Evan.
Oh, me?
I'd like to ask a question.
Sure.
How you doing?
Oh.
I think he likes it.
Oh, man.
Thanks for asking. I'm doing great. I don't have much to add this. I feel like I had a good story and have forgotten it, so it'll be a story for a later episode.
Yep.
But I need a follow-up. I got to slip a follow-up in. When we did our wonderful elevators episode,
yes,
I referenced my elevator at work and how it didn't make any sense, but it was a bigger conversation, and I never got back to it. So this is like a sense mind game. So try to follow along with this and see if you can solve my work elevator.
Okay.
So I work on what is called the 14th floor of the
Okay.
building. Now,
But it's really the
it
13th?
is really the 13th
Yes.
floor.
Okay.
But, but the floors go from P1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Okay.
and then 7.
Oh.
And then when you're riding the elevator, there's a long gap in between floors 7 and 8.
Uh-huh.
What floor do I work on? So there is no 6, but there's a gap between 7 and 8, so that could be a floor.
Yeah.
But I'm still on the am I still on the 13th fake 14th? Or am I actually like on the 12th floor?
Yeah. Wow. Is
that's-
there like a basement floor, or is P1 as low as you can go?
P1's as low as I know you can go. Maybe
Okay.
that could be it, but then also like why why skip 6 then? Because
Yeah.
It's the mark of the beast.
that's an
Oh,
interesting
really?
Are
thought.
the elevator or the building owners so concerned with the supernatural that maybe they go not even 6?
That has
because
never
what if someone
occurred to me.
What if someone puts 2 more sixes
sixes
on
in there?
that?
What if someone goes there 3 times in a week?
Oh my goodness. This is
That's
I was
I'm
just
glad
gonna
I brought
go
it
with a simple somebody died there, they had to close it all off.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
But I like this Mark of the Beast angle.
Yeah. It's very metal.
yeah. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I'm like, oh, if you're too superstitious to have a
About
13th
13.
floor, then it logically makes sense that you wouldn't. You're superstition. No, I guess religion isn't superstition. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Throwing in some hot water.
Controversy.
Oh, my mic doesn't work. Bye.
Do you? And I don't remember from this episode, but there's no stairwell, or there's only like stairs going down, or something like that.
There is stairs, but you
Works on
can't
the
go up the
13th floor.
stairs.
You want him to walk up the stairs?
Here's the
I
thing.
want this mystery solved.
I want to solve the mystery first, but also I would love to take those stairs. Take those stairs.
Take those stairs.
I probably mentioned this on the elevator episode, so now I'm just repeating myself for Gabe. Thank
you.
When I worked in Seattle, I worked on like the 7th or 8th floor, and I would just take the stairs every day because eventually you just get in shape by
Yeah.
walking up the stairs to work. If I could get in good enough shape to walk up 13 flights of stairs every day, that'd be fucking sick.
I was recently on a Stairmaster. So
Oh my
I know of
God.
whence you speak.
That's amazing. Although I lost my voice to allergies, so when my voice goes high, it starts getting warbly right now. So I hope you don't mind when I say, "Hey, Chris, how you doing?"
Oh, thank you for asking.
That's as my voice goes now.
So I am a man on the dating scene.
Ooh,
Okay.
exciting.
I've got those apps, baby.
Ooh, what apps you got?
I currently have Bumble and Match.
Everybody's on Hinge right now.
Yeah, I
Hinge seems to
tried
be the
it. I
place to
did not
be.
care for it.
No?
I liked the concept of Hinge, in which you have to specifically choose something about someone's profile that you liked.
Oh.
But it gets a little exhausting
Yeah.
to like go through, specifically
Yeah,
pick something
I see
out,
that.
and then you're like, do I actually message the person about this thing that I had to click like on, or do I do something else with the conversation? But recently, last week, there were 2 different people on Bumble that I was talking to. And I know that 2 is
player.
not a high number, but historically for me,
that's not bad.
as far as I was concerned, I was swimming in it, baby. But I set up 2 different dates, well, one with each of them. Not 2 different ones with both of them, or them at the same time.
I would like to schedule 2 dates with you.
I would like to let me pencil in 2 dates.
I need 2 to get my point across.
Yes. One is to expose my flaws. The second is just damage control. And so one was on Thursday, one was on Saturday. Now, the one on Thursday,
Yeah.
the person canceled
Aw.
about 8 hours beforehand. So a decent window. But it was just like, hey, can't make it. Maybe some other time. Bye. And then never spoke again. The second one, who I had talked to more frequently, we had set up, we were going to go to this Thai place in Burbank at 7 p.m.
It's a great time.
Great time.
Perfect.
Date
The last
Central.
thing she said was, see you there. And that was the morning before it happened. I get to this Thai place a little early because I don't like to be late.
No.
So I get there a little early, and then I wait, and I wait, and I wait, and I wait. And then I leave because the person never showed. And I went to see, maybe she sent me a message, some sort of explanation. But instead, she had unmatched me. So I had no way to contact.
What did you do?
I don't know.
What is going on deep in the Google search of you? So like obviously page 1 is fine.
Yeah.
But someone's like, well, if I'm gonna meet this
one of her
person in
friends was
person,
like, listen, we
what's on
gotta
page
check this
4?
out. Uh-oh. All of my murders.
That's not on the first page.
No.
impressive,
We gotta get
actually.
through. It's not on my LinkedIn profile. It's not like under my projects I put my murders.
Well, you're a humble person.
That's interesting to think about for me as a person who was on OkCupid once upon a time.
I was
and
also on there
then,
once upon a time.
kind of figured out the world of that app and that type of dating. And then my girlfriend that I started dating, and that is right when Tinder kind of came out, and then all these other apps started coming out. So I've never thought about that. Well, I mean, like, it's different. It's a completely different thing you have to do, which is kind of good because then you got to put a little bit of effort on to make a date. It can't when I was on OkCupid for a while. At a certain point, it was like, all right, copy paste. My message.
What's up?
Insert name. I'm like, that's not good.
Well, it's funny you say it requires a little more effort because you seg right into Tinder, which is the most low effort.
I never used it.
Yeah, it's pretty low
Is it
effort.
just swiping? That's all the app is?
Yeah,
Is it
well,
something-
and there's chat too. If you match
If you
mutually.
match with someone, you can chat. That's
Chris, you've gotten farther than I have in these apps because I
Really?
downloaded Bumble and like the first thing it does is, hey, we'd like to know your location, and I said no, I don't want any part of this. Hey, we need your email address.
That's totally
No,
me
thank you.
too.
I'm hoping someone attractive at the government kind of uses it to pinpoint my location.
Why is he still single?
I don't understand.
Page 4 of the Google. Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's sending a 23 in me. Let's find out a little more about this guy.
His profile seems great, but he looks a lot like someone on our most wanted list. It's probably just a coincidence.
They have the same name. But that guy's a murderer. This guy's
This guy.
amazing.
But we're not here to talk about relationships or dating.
Hell
We're here to
no.
talk about
Never.
something more important and vital at this moment.
The Cineplex!
A place you never bring a day.
We could actually, that's a perfect segue in. I had that on as my list of questions. Do you consider movie theaters a place to bring a date?
I did until I did it, and then I realized this is a terrible place to bring a date.
What level date are we talking about? Are we talking first date? Are we talking like still into a relatively new relationship?
As a person who has done movie dates a decent amount, not and I, like when I talk like that, it sounds like I dated a shit ton. It's like, no, I dated nobody for the first 19 years of my life, and then dated like 3 people, and now I've been in a relationship for 4 years. But when I would go on movie dates, like doing the OkCupid thing, I went on maybe like 10 dates through OkCupid over the whole I know I did okay. But I found movies to be a good like third date.
Yeah,
Like
that's fair.
Zoo #1 can't beat a zoo date.
Can't
That's
beat
a good
the
time
zoo.
until you all start talking about like animal
Losing their
rights and
treatment.
how sad the zoos could be. But that's a good way to get to know people also. But yeah, a movie. Yeah, I think it depends on the movie. And And yeah, I've actually my girlfriend and I early in our relationship, we had done a movie date to see Gone Girl, which we loved, and I thought that was a fucking great date movie. It is so just trashy and fucking insane, and we had a goddamn blast. And then, like, a little bit after that, maybe a few months later, Nightcrawler came out, and we're like, this looks like in the similar vein. That movie was a fucking bummer to watch on a date.
Oh, yeah.
we felt so, like, slimy and gross afterwards, and then just, like, went our separate ways. And we're like, all right, we'll do another date that's different.
Gabe, what movies have you taken someone to?
So, does high school count?
Of course.
Of course it counts.
Man.
If it's
In
a
what
date,
sense?
Yeah, I guess
In
it was
dating?
a date. So, all right. So
I didn't date in high school. That's why I don't talk about it.
Okay. Well, this is, I mean, it's a date in the sense that our parents dropped us off separately.
Yeah.
We go to see the movie, and then our parents pick us up separately.
I think that's a date.
I still think it counts.
Okay.
That's still how Chris dates.
So-
That's still how I date. My parents fly in from Arizona. They drop me off at a location.
That was the thing that person sent you a message that said, see you later, and you said, my parents will drop me off at 7.
My parents are on the flight right now, baby.
But sorry, back to Gabe.
I might talk about specific movies. So I think it's
Yeah,
helpful
hit it
to have a place and time.
Agreed.
One of my very first movie dates was Star Wars: A New Hope special. Star Wars: A New Hope. I'm 60.
But like the re-release.
Yeah, no, the special edition.
Yeah,
I
was
think
fun.
I was maybe like 12 or 13, and I know, and I was like 12, and I remember being very, very excited to see this movie because I didn't have Star Wars on videotape.
Yeah.
DVD, Chris. It was like a big black long DVD. I didn't have Star Wars on tape. And I was really excited to see the part where the stormtrooper hits his head on the top of the door. Unfortunately, that's when my date decided to make out with me. So I missed it.
Oh my God.
I missed it.
The
next year, I took a different date to Shakespeare in Love.
I still never seen Shakespeare in Love.
You know what? We didn't either.
I've seen it.
Yeah, when I said we, I didn't mean me.
I've
Me
watched it alone.
Me and 4-year-old Chris. So then after that, radio silence until my very first internet date, first date idea. I think I was in college. We decided to see How to Lose Friends and Alienate People.
Yeah.
Which
I never saw it.
I've seen it.
I don't remember one detail of the movie other than Simon Pegg was in it. And I think it was like his first movie after Shaun of the Dead. It might have been
That or
after
Run
Hot
Fat
Fuzz.
Boy Run.
Yeah, Run Fat Boy
yeah.
Run, I think, was the next one.
But I distinctly remember because like we met at a Dunkin' Donuts across the street. The first thing he said was, "You don't look like your picture," which I did.
Great start.
Yeah, great start. Which, by the way, I did. And
Because you took it 2 minutes before you met up.
Yeah, exactly. I did, and then, but also he definitely did not look like his picture, and I thought it would have been rude to come back with that.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah. And the other great detail is in a getting to know you thing.
Yeah.
I think I said, hey, if you had $1 million, what would you do with it? Just like out of nowhere. So yeah, maybe not a great
Fun.
getting to know you question before like, hey, where are you from or anything like. Hey, and he like channeled Dwight Schrute and said, well, I would invest it, and thus creating even more money, and then I would find a use for that. Like it's like eyes went in the back of his head, and he was like, well,
Invest.
So that just that shied me away from movie dates pretty much for a long time, and then I ended up going on one more to see Winter Soldier, but that was more of a midpoint between like an all-day drinking date.
Oh,
So it wasn't like a movie date. It was like, hey, we met up for brunch, started drinking, and then you're like, oh, let's take a little break. Let's go see a movie and then
Love
came
it.
back for more.
Love a good all day drinking day. That's
Yeah.
movie in the middle. That's how I saw the Dark Knight Rises. Was an all day drinking day, and then a 3-hour movie. And back to drinking.
So yeah, it's interesting. Dates, because it's tough for me because I prefer going to movie theaters alone.
That's a big topic for
yeah.
today because I'm also a huge fan of going to movies alone.
And it took me a while to get over that stigma.
Yes, me too.
Yeah, I think I was like into my mid-20s before I realized like actually it's normal to just go to a movie by yourself. No one's looking at you going, that kid's alone.
Do you remember the first movie you went to alone?
Ooh. Well, there was a couple. So when I was in high school, I worked in a movie theater. Very briefly, because while I was in
Expert.
school, I was in independent theater that did not take inventory of anything. So it was
Smart.
It was a joy to be there as a teenager with all that candy and popcorn and soda. But no, the first movie I went to alone, I remember, was Austin Powers' Spy Who Shagged Me. Just because I think my mom was working and she worked near a movie theater, and she's like, just get out of my way. And I was like, okay. So I saw Austin Powers, and I distinctly remember another thing that I thought, the projector broke in the middle of the movie. They got it fixed within like 8 minutes, and like it was all set. But that was the first time I'd ever experienced an issue there.
That's I've only had that happen once during the live action Dennis the Menace movie.
Starring Mason Gamble and Walter Matthau.
Definitely Walter Matthau. I'm taking your word for the rest.
I've had technical difficulties happen 3 different times. Once,
Sound like you're mad about it.
Yeah. Let's shut all the theaters down for these 3 reasons. Number 1, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, which is the 5th one.
That's
the
very
most recent one.
Yeah.
Yeah. My roommate and I went to go see it. And they were like, hey, we can't, the projector, just give us a couple minutes. Like, we're going to fix it, but it's not working right now. And so it took them quite a while to get it fixed. And once they got it fixed, they claim that they could not speed through the AMC, like the general like commercials and stuff. So we had to sit there and watch all of that. So the movie didn't start until like 45 minutes after the like scheduled show time. And that movie is not very good, but it's much worse when you have to sit there for an extra amount of time just waiting.
Did they offer you anything in the way of like compensation? For
No,
your
they
time?
didn't. Some of the other people in the auditorium, every time an employee would come out to say something, they'd be like, get us free drinks, because it was one of the like AMCs with the bar in it. But they were like, no.
I went to a Landmark theater, and I guess the movie started late, but I was by myself and I had my headphones in, and I was kind of just like tooling around on my phone, and I didn't realize what was going on until someone tapped me on the shoulder and handed me a free ticket, and they go, "Oh, we're so sorry for the delay. Next movie you come to."
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, the other 2 that I had issues with were Bad Times at the El Royale, also very recent. But they had like had a power outage a couple hours before, so we ended up seeing it in a different auditorium than they originally planned on. And then the other one was the early 2010s classic film Predators.
I still never saw that.
Adrian Brody.
Yeah.
I remember.
Midway through that film, the sound just like cut out. And you just like were like, I feel like it should be back now. And it took them a couple minutes to get the sound back on.
Only mildly related to that. Do you remember there was a horror movie called The Orphan? Came out like 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah,
probably.
with the little girl.
Yeah. A friend of mine had let me borrow that, and I had a new DVD player, and it was like a nice DVD player that had, not the normal RCA cables, like the nice, like the teal,
like they're
lavender,
like gold plated.
It was like a multi-regional DVD player, so it was like new to me. And I plugged it in and started watching this movie, and it starts with just like this really long sequence, and it's just like atmospheric music, and it's like really dramatic. And I watched like 15 minutes of the movie this way before realizing like, oh, the entire like stereo sound isn't coming through. I'm just getting the soundtrack and sound effects. So there was supposed to be dialogue over that entire thing. I was like, fuck, now I gotta watch that again. But that's not movie theaters. We gotta get back into the theater.
We gotta get back into the theater. The first movie that I saw alone, it was in college, and it was on Valentine's Day. And my roommate and his girlfriend needed the room. So I was in sex aisle for the night. And all of my other friends also in relationships. So I didn't want to be like, hey, can we hang out? So I was like, I got to figure out something to do for the next like 12 hours. And so I went to the movie theater and watched the remake of Robocop. And
oh god, I forgot there was a remake.
Yeah.
Of
Oh my god.
Yeah. PG-13.
Oh, what a mistake.
Who was?
Joel Kinnaman was
Really?
Robocop, and then
I don't think I knew who he was at the time, so I didn't place him.
but Michael Keaton and Jay Baruchel in supporting roles. And so I saw that, and then I did a double feature. So I saw RoboCop, the remake, and the George Clooney movie, The Monuments Men. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's fun because I'm gonna do this too, but like when we're talking, like mentally placing those movies and going like, yes, I remember that time.
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah, like at this, that's a whole nother conversation. But like at this point, I don't go to movie theaters very often anymore. So most of my movie talk is in the past, and it's like, yeah, I used to be like, I'll go to the movies all the time. I was a film student dork, and yeah, so much of my mental history is like, you name a movie, I'm like, I remember that time in my life so hard. But funnily enough, my first time seeing a movie, same story. I've never heard the term sexile.
Well, get used to it because I've got a doozy in the chamber.
But yeah, same story. And so I was just like, I'll go see a movie. I saw Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh, all right.
The first time. And then I loved Slumdog Millionaire. A lot of people turned on it after it was nominated for an Oscar, or maybe won Best Picture.
It did win Best Picture.
I enjoyed the shit out of that movie.
Yeah, it did.
I like a good happy ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I just like went on a kick and was like, oh, I fucking love seeing a movie by myself. It's realizing you don't get much seeing a movie together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I went and saw maybe even the same night I saw Pineapple Express and Zack and Miri Make a Porno.
Wow, what a
by
double
myself.
feature if you saw that the same night.
I had a fucking blast.
Yeah, you were Rogan Vision.
Yeah.
Pure Rogan vision. I mean, that was the year of the Rogan. It's a good year for him.
Just a brief side note. What hubris for a college student to say, hey, I'm going to be having sex with my girlfriend. I need you out of the room for 12 hours.
I mean, okay. They didn't need the whole 12 hours.
But even the length of a movie is a little much.
Yeah. It took me that double feature, and then that same year, that was my last semester in college before I graduated, and so I saw those two. And then I also saw Muppets Most Wanted alone. And after that was it took me those three movies, I think, to really get into, oh, okay, I could see movies by myself. It felt really weird the first, I think Monuments Men, even though it was the second out of the three, that was the one that felt the weirdest.
Huh.
Yeah.
But since then, I go to movies all the time.
There are some movies I feel sort of uncomfortable going to alone. I remember my excuse when I told people, because I had friends who would go to movies alone, and my excuse was, I don't want anyone to think I'm masturbating, like in a movie. And I saw Short Bus, which is movie with a lot of graphic sex in it. And I saw
John Cameron
Mitchell.
Or John Cameron Mitchell.
And it was Christmas. It was either Christmas Day or the 26th. And so there was 4 people in the theater. And
Merry Christmas to me.
Yeah, baby.
But sure enough, 2 rows in front of me, there was a gentleman. Maybe he was fidgeting. I don't know. But
so uncomfortable.
I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I wasn't enjoying the movie that much.
Yeah.
Like, I could have left. I didn't. I just tried to, like, just ignore it. But, like, that was definitely happening. So
definitely distracting.
Yeah. And so I'm like, well, you know what? I'm not doing that, so I'm probably okay going to movies by myself. But I feel weird because I do like to go, like, to a lot of kids movies, and I feel kind of weird going
I have the
to those
same
alone.
problem, yeah.
Like, I saw Lego Movie 2 by myself, and I just waited until, like, a Tuesday afternoon.
That's when I go, too.
Okay. And which is... You say it with a smile, but now that I say it out loud, is that even weirder?
No, I don't think so. I think that if you go during the week during typical school hours, it's not as weird. But when you go, or you go late at night, those are the 2, I think, acceptable time frames to see an animated or family film.
That does. You brought up another tick on my list.
Oh.
How? Well, let's talk about our history with it, but also just in general, how do you feel about leaving a movie?
I've never walked out of a movie.
I have walked out of 1 movie in my life. I have wanted to walk out of a second movie, but just stayed till it ended up ending before I was getting ready to walk out, then it ended. The movie I walked out of was the second Matrix.
Sure.
Reloaded.
I didn't pay for it because I was working in the movie theater at that time, and I guess we got to go to a competing movie theater for, like, scouting purposes. I'm doing air quotes.
Sure.
Like,
all right.
Like, our boss was just like, yeah, just go and tell them you work here, and it's fine. And we're like, there's no way that works. Like, we're an independent theater. They're a Hoyts or whatever AMC used to be in our area, but they let us in. So we went, we saw it, and I think it was when the French guy gives his first speech. I think me and my 2 friends looked at each other and go, "This blows. Let's go." And I don't know if that would have been the case if we paid for it, but we walked out.
I've never walked out of a movie. There's definitely been movies I've wanted to walk out of, but I don't know. I don't like doing it. It makes me uncomfortable. It's a dumb story, but a movie I had to walk out of. Hereafter, the Clint Eastwood movie starring Matt Damon.
Oh, I remember
about people die in the afterlife. It's a very, like, heady, emotional, thought-provoking afterlife movie. And it's like middle of the day, and a weekday, so it's like mostly older people, and also it's a Clint Eastwood movie, so it's mostly older people. And this really, really old gentleman just accidentally passes gas very loudly. And that was fine. You know, that happens. You can't help it at a certain point. Nobody laughed. Nobody acknowledged it. It went completely unnoticed in the theater, and my sister and I fucking lost our minds. And we're laughing for 5 to 10 minutes, like trying to keep it together and just be like, I'm gonna watch this serious movie. And we would just, like, you know, that thing where you kind of like, oh fuck, you make eye contact with the person again and you start dying, and had to walk out of the theater. And, like, just leave. I missed, like, maybe 15 minutes of that movie. I went to the bathroom, got some water, just
to settle down.
Okay, it's okay. The old man passed gas. Nobody acknowledged it. And that's fine and normal. I'm the weird one right now. But that was the first movie I ever, like, stepped out of. The only other movie that I was, like, desperately wished I could have, but the movie was so fucking good, was Casino Royale.
Yeah.
The James Bond movie. One of my favorite James Bond movies. That movie is nearly 3 hours long, and I realized I had to pee at the opening credits.
Yes.
That happened to me during Spider-Man 2.
It's such a bummer.
Yeah, I was.
But the opening scene of Casino Royale is so
Yeah,
fucking
it's so
cool.
awesome.
It's like the coolest fucking thing I'd ever seen.
So yeah, I was gonna ask where you guys feel about going to the bathroom during movies. Is it?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I try to, make sure the tank is on empty when I take my seat, and then power through.
I don't like it either. But that does mean like I will have to go by the end of the movie because I get a small popcorn and medium soda. That's my go-to concessions.
I do medium popcorn, small soda.
Skip the concessions. Ooh. I'm a baby bladder boy. I drink 5 hours beforehand. Pee the second the opening credits are starting.
And I can't remember specific instances where I've left the theater to go to the bathroom because I always never want to. As soon as the credits roll up, I'm out. But I do remember one specific instance. Again, drinking before Guardians of the Galaxy, and we sat down and the previews were rolling, and I go, "Oh, I have to go to the bathroom." My friend goes, "Just go. It's previews." I go, "No. I go, "There's gonna be a scene where Chris Pratt talks to Zoe Saldana about their feelings and stuff. I'll go then." I had never seen the movie before. Sure enough, that scene happens right when I was about to hit my breaking point, and I just in the middle of the theater just go, "See ya."
That is a funny game. Is trying to find the good moment. I'm not like a film editor, but like I do editing work, and that makes me think like, why can't I have that foresight when you're working on a project? But when you're going to see a movie, a scene can start, and you go, "Oh, I don't need to see this."
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
This scene's going nowhere.
Nothing. I missed nothing.
There's an app that that has all the movies that are like in theaters or something, and it'll tell you like, here are the times you can go pee, and it's
That's hilarious.
it's just like I think you have your phone on, it'll like do like a soft like vibrate, and that's when okay,
so
we
fucking
can go.
funny.
And then it's got a recap of what you missed in that scene, so that when you get back, you don't feel like you've missed anything.
That's got to be so disheartening as a filmmaker.
I
I would think
know.
so, yeah.
Just be like,
But that's a whole nother thing. I feel so like stuffy and cranky complaining about it, but man, like people looking at their phones in movie theaters.
Oh, I hate it.
Fucking kills me. I saw the Evil Dead remake when that came out, which I thought was awesome. And have either of you seen it?
I haven't seen
No.
the
It
remake
is
now.
wildly gory. Like compare like the original movies are fucking blood filled. It's so like over the top, like disgusting, which is great. But yeah, it was obviously like this guy was on a date, and the girl he was on a date with like couldn't have agreed to see this movie, and clearly was just like, yeah, it's a date, sure, I'll go, and was just like horrified and just like I can't look at the entire movie. She was just like head in her phone, just like texting people, and I was like, I feel so bad for you. I feel so bad your boyfriend dragged you to this movie. But oh my god, I can't handle just the corner of my I will just like close an eye to try to avoid the bright light of a cell phone screen.
It doesn't bother me that much, but when I saw Us last week, someone in my row had the thing on their phone that when they get a text message, their light goes off.
Oh yeah.
So that was in the corner of my eye.
That's awful.
And that was a little rough, especially like in a suspense movie. Like it was just happening here and there.
I think here's my thing with it. I get it. You know, sometimes shit's going on. Even though you're seeing a movie, you don't have time. Your work is crazy. You got stuff going on with your family. Your grandpa's on life support. You gotta check it.
You listed all the possible excuses.
But unless you're going to the new Avengers movie opening weekend, like, back row's open. If you know you need to use your phone, sit in the back row. I've done it before. I've had situations where I'm just like, oh, I'm definitely like, I kind of moderately want to see this movie, but I definitely need to be able to take text messages right now. Sit in the back. Nobody notices.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea. It never even occurred to me.
I'm putting it out there. Sit
Speaking
in the back and use your phone.
The Jordan Peele film Us, I also saw it last week, and someone in front of me, like during the first scene of the movie, takes their cell phone and like takes a selfie with the flash on
During the movie?
during the movie.
Wait, were they like back to the screen? So the selfie of them
No,
at us?
it's
It was
them in the
flashing
seats.
to you.
It's them in the seats, probably with me looking at them like, "What are you doing?"
I can already see that face.
I mean, I want to
Yeah.
see that. We need to find that photo. Facebook will tag you in it.
My last cell phone story is I went to see Deadpool.
Still haven't seen it.
Which, yeah, no, you don't have to. I didn't. Well, this isn't about movies.
Ooh, hot take.
Yeah, I did not like it at all.
Interesting.
But this isn't about movies. But we were in Deadpool, and I was with a friend, and it was sort of a crowded theater. And this is kind of something else I wanted to bring up. So someone was on their phone, I guess. I don't know, but like in like the second row, and so 4 rows behind me, I just hear a woman's voice go, "In the second row with your cell phone. We can see it." In the middle of the movie. And like there's no response, nothing else ever happened. But like, how you are 8 rows away at least from this person. What gives you the gumption?
Yeah.
To just shout out in the middle of a movie? Just scold a person.
Yeah.
It's unpleasant.
There have definitely been times I've wanted to scold other people in the theater, but I have never actually done it.
No.
Never shush anyone.
Yeah.
I would never
think
give
about
cause for someone to shush me.
Right.
But,
There was one time, and I totally forgot about this until just now, but I saw the movie Whiskey Tango Foxtrot with Tina
sure.
Fey.
Okay.
The showtime was like 1:15, and 1:16 starts or comes around, and some guy in the front row. The movie has not started at 1:16, and he stands up, turns to the back like projector booth, and shouts, and he's like, "Come on, let's go!"
I gotta get my face in.
Yeah, I could not believe it. I thought it was so funny.
I can only be here for exactly the running time.
He was the senior projector, and he was training. He was training his protege.
You've got all the solutions. 666 elevator. Projector training. This is why you're here.
Thank you.
Do you, in general, find movie theaters to be like a... Because I feel them similar to, like we talked about, auto shop waiting rooms.
Yes.
I find movie theaters very calming place to be. Unless it's like crowded and I'm around strangers. If I can sit with, especially with just like at least a seat open next to me, the air conditioning, the dark, like I feel like a baby in a womb being entertained. Like a king, a baby king in a baby womb.
I do find them generally pretty calming. There are plenty of things that can go wrong to where I no longer feel calm. But and we can run through all of those.
Hit that
but
list.
Okay. Okay, first of all, how do you guys feel about assigned seats versus open seating?
I like assigned seats in that I can see how crowded the theater is going to be.
That's
and if
nice.
it's going to be
Yeah.
too crowded, then I just don't go to that showing.
I agree.
That's fair. I like the forecast element of it, but I kind of like being able to get there and like, because I get places early, as we've established.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with like not having assigned seats. I can get
Totally.
there early. I can get my seat, and it'll be fine.
Do you have a preferred spot?
I do. I generally sometimes I like to be right on the aisle so that I can just
Love the
get
aisle
out of
seat.
there whenever I need to.
I gotta go.
It's 116.
I knew it was you.
Yeah, it was. I just had to get my Tina Fey fix, and they were withholding from me. Started shaking like an addict. But or I'll sit like 3 rows from the back, just
stuff.
off center.
Yeah. Yeah, I like just off center. I think optimally maybe 2/3 of the way back, roughly off center.
It depends on the movie, because I think
Yeah.
I think like a drama or just like a period or character piece, I'll sit anywhere. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But for like big like action spectacles, the big blockbusters, I like to be in the middle. Mm-hmm. And if I can, in those stadium seatings, I like to sit in that front row, not the front row, but the one where with the bars.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I can
That's a
put
good
my
time.
feet up,
Yeah.
especially like for longer movies. I can just lean back and put my feet up, so I'm not like in a standing upright position because I'm a slouch.
I don't want to interrupt your list because it's fire so far.
Yeah, baby!
But have you guys ever had to sit in the very front row?
Yes, I have.
Yep, in the corner.
Ooh, that's a rough one. I've been front and center for 2 movies. One, 300, which was like, hey, kind of a cool spot to be.
Sure.
2,
Get a
Lame
good-
as Rob.
Oh my god.
Which was a weird spot to be for a 3-hour
For a
3-hour musical movie.
long movie.
But hey, I liked Les Mis Rob. I'd never seen it before.
Yeah.
Had a good time with
Sure.
it.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, that's a long time to have your neck craned up like that.
Yeah, I I've gone a couple times to some early screenings at the IMAX headquarters because I'm a Hollywood big shot. And so
I readjusted in my seat for no one.
my our mutual friend Tori and
Hey.
we went to go see Alita Battle Angel at the IMAX headquarters.
How'd that go?
We were in the very front row in front of a gigantic IMAX screen. So,
Can you even see like the IMAX screen? Can you see the whole
Her
screen?
eyes look normal sized.
her eyes, I mean, they took up that whole IMAX screen. But yeah, that was an uncomfortable way to watch that movie.
Yeah.
My front corner once was in college. I think we got into a free screening of Scott Pilgrim.
Ooh, that's a
And
good one.
I was really excited to see it. We were in the front corner. I was with a friend. My friend goes, "This isn't worth it," and we left.
What?
We left in the opening. So we left before the movie started because we got in for free. It's one of those things where, oh, this is a free showing at one of this that big cities have sometimes. We got in for free. We ended up in the front row. I'm not sure if it was Scott Pilgrim. I don't actually remember what specific movie it was, but it might like I think it's Hot Fuzz or something. But he goes, "This isn't worth it. Let's go." And I was just like, "Yeah, okay, that's sure." And then one time, I was with friends who. Dawn of Justice, BVS, Dawn of Justice.
Yes.
Front row, far left. I didn't realize this. I didn't realize this. I fell asleep for a good 35, 40 minutes of the movie. I missed the Martha part.
I
that's
envy
a shame.
you.
I remember I was awake until like Holly Hunter blew up.
She did.
Yes,
And
she did.
then woke again during the Doomsday fight. So
Wow.
I missed all of that in between.
Can I be
That's
honest?
okay.
Even if you saw it, you probably wouldn't be able to follow.
I did not want to go. I insisted my friends pay for me. Like, I'm not paying for
okay.
a Zack Snyder movie.
Yeah.
I just refused to do it.
Rule of thumb.
Yeah.
When I saw Man of Steel, I was with 2 of my friends, and the theater was like maybe 25% full because we waited a couple weeks, I think. But right in front of us, there was this guy and his girlfriend, and the guy was pretty into the movie, but his girlfriend and I, she would always like throw her hands up in exasperation of like, what is happening? I hate this. And I think that person's my soulmate.
Yeah.
Find her.
The one that got away. You guys want to hear more things that make me uncomfortable in a movie theater?
Tell me.
Hit that list.
Okay, so we've talked about assigned seats versus open seats.
Yes.
How do we feel about a regular movie theater seat or those new recliners that some of those AMCs have?
I've been in those recliners once.
Yeah.
For The Founder. I found it unsettling.
For the
but
Michael Keaton movie, The Founder? Okay.
That's what it was.
Well, you gotta be relaxed.
It's when I think I just moved to LA and I was like exploring, like finding my movie theater.
Yeah. You
And
sat in those seats and
I
you were
sat
like,
in those seats.
ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
I was uncomfortable about
Founders
it.
about McDonald's. For anyone that didn't get that joke. It's always better when you explain it.
But I took full advantage of it. Like,
Yeah.
how could I not? Like, I used the
Yeah.
cup holders. I was completely reclined. I was relaxed. I felt great. I thought the
I
movie
like
was
that
okay.
you consider reclining and using the cup holders. Like, I took advantage
Full
of the
advantage.
seat.
I put my drink
Not everybody
in the
will.
cup holder.
Because I thought of it like an airplane. Like, yes, your seat does recline in an airplane, but you better fucking not.
But that's the wonderful thing about the reclining seats is there's so much space.
Yeah,
You're
there
in
really-
nobody's
there
way.
really is.
And I always, when I'm fully reclined, I feel like, oh, the person behind me is like looking past my shoes.
Yeah.
And they're not. It's great. I love it. I'm
Although
loving it.
I have had some
I'ma love it.
instances where I'll lean back in my movie chair and there will be a foot on my shoulder or like
Ooh,
near my shoulder.
Never
I'm
had
just
that
like,
happen.
"Ugh, I can't.
I've never had that happen either. One time, when I went to see Wonder Woman,
Yeah.
the
I reclined in Wonder Woman.
this,
Cinemark,
Zack Snyder
Cinemark
adjacent.
in Long Beach.
Zack Snyder
Never
adjacent
paid
Wonder
for it.
Woman.
Wouldn't pay for it.
So good.
This was during assigned seats, and so I saw it with two of my friends, and we get up to our seats, and our seats, they've shifted one over because what I'm guessing is a party of two picked the seats on either end of us, and then we're like, whatever, we'll just sit together. They can still have three seats together. Because I'm such a like passive person in those interactions, I didn't say anything.
No.
But I ended up sitting next to those two people, and it was probably like a woman in her 30s and then her mom. And so I was sitting next to her mom, who had her shoes off the whole time.
Ooh.
And was sitting in a way where she like had one leg like kind of propped up on her other knee and was just massaging those bare feet
no.
right next to me. Oh, so gross.
Put it all out there. I literally just slipped my bare feet back into my slippers.
Yeah, but you weren't massaging it right next to me.
And the
can't see my
podcast
hands.
thanks you.
It's my apartment. Gotta be comfortable. Hit that list.
Okay. People talking in the goddamn movies. It's gotta stop.
I can't. Do
Even if I'm with you, do not talk to me during
Yes,
the movie.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat.
We can talk after the movie.
Yep. None of that, like, oh, that was crazy, or who's that guy? No, don't care.
Oh, what's that actor been in?
Wait for
I
context.
will tell you,
Yeah.
but you have to wait.
Yep.
You know what? I said I agree, but then I'm like, I don't know. I guess I take a little bit of whispering every now and then. I don't super mind it.
Okay, well, enjoy never going to a movie with me.
As we already set in stone, love going to movies alone.
Yeah. Talking during previews, however, I am now have no problem with it because any preview you can just watch on YouTube.
Yeah, that's true. I still don't like it, but I don't have a problem with it.
I think previews up until like the studio card, I think is fair game.
Okay.
I think that's me. Do whatever you want.
That's
I don't, but
side topic, but it's really bummed me out how as much as like YouTube's great, like movie trailers don't mean anything to me anymore.
None.
And I remember, what movie was it? My friends and I went to what movie was the first Dark Knight trailer attached to?
Oh.
So I think a Tom Cruise movie, maybe a Mission Impossible 3, maybe. I don't know. I can't put the years correctly.
Yeah.
But I remember it was just like a movie we didn't necessarily need to see, but like the entire world was like, this is it, that people are talking about it, and that was the only way to go see that. And that, I feel like, was the last time I remember, because I do remember that eventually being uploaded to YouTube through like Cam.
Right.
But like studios weren't uploading trailers. And now it's just like, half the time I don't even watch trailers. I also don't love watching trailers all the time. I like secrets.
I do too, yeah. I used to be really like plugged into a bunch of movie news stuff and trailers and footage and all that. But it robs you of the actual enjoyment 95% of the time, I would say.
That feels like such a weird thing to say until you You just
Yeah.
watch a movie that you don't know shit about.
Yeah.
And it's so
great.
exciting.
Yeah.
Especially if you go to the movies often. You go to the movies often.
Often.
I do as well. I go a couple times a month. And,
I go once every 6 months.
Yeah. So, and especially if you're kind of in the same genres, you end up seeing the same trailers. A couple times, and then those trailers kind of excite you, and you're like, I was really excited for Bad Times at El Royale because I saw that trailer.
That trailer's real good.
The trailer's
It's a good
awesome.
trailer.
The movie, not so much.
Yeah.
But that trailer also is like 5 minutes long. It feels
Yeah.
it feels
Yeah.
5 minutes long. The Nazi monster movie that
Overlord?
came out, Overlord.
Oh, yeah.
Also saw that trailer
That was a
like
cool
a
trailer.
year before I felt like it came out, and I was like really really pumped for it. And then like when the movie came out, I'm like, no, I'm good.
Can we talk about bringing your children to the theater
Yeah.
and bringing them to things that may not be appropriate for their age?
That
Oh my
kills me.
God.
I'm so uncomfortable with that.
Me too. I remember my one of my friends and I. We went to see bringing it back to Clint Eastwood movies.
Yeah.
American Sniper,
Yeah,
and someone brought their baby to that movie because they just had to see it, I guess.
Yeah.
But something about a gigantic screen and thundering gunshot noises that does not make a baby happy.
Nope.
I see the flip side of it, knowing people with kids, where it's like, the second you have a kid, you don't see movies anymore.
right.
Sure.
And kids get in free, so it's like, well, if you've got a kid that's just gonna like the lights went out and it goes to sleep,
Sure.
why not? But yeah, every time I see that, just like a baby in a like a horror movie or something like
And-
that,
yeah,
it's
and I
like,
think-
this is doing something. It's
Yeah.
If
seeping
you
in.
bring your kid to a movie and it starts crying, you gotta
You
leave.
gotta
You
leave.
gotta
Yes,
leave. You can't just be
that's-
like,
yeah,
"Ooh,
I'm fine with you bringing your kid to a
Yeah.
movie, but you got to take responsibility when
Yeah.
that kid
Like, not
starts
even like
affecting
get the
everyone else.
fuck out of town,
No.
but just like go in
Go
the lobby
calm
for
them
a
down.
second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other
Yeah.
thing is, movies are expensive. So
Oh,
if,
yeah.
if kids get a discount, I saw the last Resident Evil movie. I don't remember the subtitle.
I
but
don't
it
even
was-
think the
couldn't
people that
tell you.
made
Made
it
it-
remember what the subtitle is.
It was, but 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and
The last Resident Evil movie was just 2 years ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because I saw it.
Good Lord.
I saw it in L.A. And but there was just like a family of 5, and so like the mom and the dad and like 3 little kids, all of them under the age of 7, but old enough to know what was going on with these monsters and zombies and decapitations and blood and stuff. And I'm like, they all have snacks, they all have drinks. Like, you could have picked a better movie than
Yes.
Resident Evil :
Yeah.
You guys ever have awkward interactions with movie theater employees?
Ooh. Yes and no.
Aside
Not really.
from when they say, "All right, enjoy your movie," and you just instinctually go, "You too." Oh
It's never happened to me.
This was kind of skewing into a different movie related conversation, but my older sister Bethany and I, when she got her driver's license, she's like 2 years older than I am. So when she got her driver's license, she was, I would guess, 16. I was probably 14. So we would go to the Aberdeen Mall and watch movies all the time. And back in my day, like, you could go to a fucking matinee showing and it was $4.50 and it was
Yeah.
wonderful. And like now,
Yeah.
especially like in LA, a matinee is like $12 still, 12 to
Yeah.
14 bucks. Anyways, that's not the point. Because it was in the mall, we would just like go to the dollar store and stock up on snacks and shit,
Yeah.
and hide them in her purse and our pockets. So that always made me feel wildly terrified. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like being 14, I assumed movie theater employees had some like, oh, they're gonna catch me and call the cops, and they're gonna get me arrested.
yes,
Nobody cares.
I had the
Yeah.
same fears.
Yeah.
Do you do it anymore, or have you?
Not really. If I have like a thing of, I might bring like one of those small boxes of candy or something in.
Yeah.
But I usually just get the movie theater popcorn and the drink, and that's it.
Yeah, I like popcorn too much.
I like it too
Too
much
much.
as well.
I'm not exaggerating. I don't do concessions. Girlfriend does. She'll
Yeah.
get popcorn, and I'll snack on the popcorn. And popcorn's great, but like, yeah, if I'm going by myself, I never. It's just too expensive.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
money
yeah.
too much.
Yeah, that's fair.
expensive.
When I went to go see the Melissa McCarthy puppet feature,
Happy
the Happy
Time.
Time Murders, which we can get into. I mean, we shouldn't, but we could get into what a wasted opportunity that movie is. But I went, but the theater right by my apartment, I can walk there, so I don't like drive to a larger theater. But I walk there, and they don't have like the kiosks. You have to get the ticket from an actual human being.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, one for the Happy Time Murders. And the woman behind the counter was like, oh, looking for some puppet sex this afternoon?
No.
Yes. And I had no idea what to say because on the one hand, my improv training is like, yes, and I mean, it had a lot of potential, but that was probably the most awkward interaction, was a theater employee accusing me of going to treat the Happy Time Murders like someone might treat short bus. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if I had. I know there's been situations, but I don't think they've happened to me personally. Like the closest thing, and this doesn't even count as like an awkward interaction, when I saw Popstar Never Stopping.
Yes, I'm an extra in that movie.
He is.
Are you?
We talked
Yes.
about it.
I
Yeah.
love that movie.
I
Yeah,
still
it's
haven't
so
seen
good.
it. I gotta do it.
You gotta let me know where you're in it. I kind of want to see that again. Then,
yeah.
but a couple songs that didn't make the movie play over the end credits.
Yes,
And-
we shot scenes for those songs.
And so I was with actually a few friends, and we were just in our seats still, just kind of doubled over from laughter because the movie, I legitimately love that movie.
Yeah.
And the guy came in, he started cleaning up the theater, and he goes, hey, you gotta wait because they're gonna play the next song. It's awesome. And it's the one where he talks about, it's the reggae song.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
he sings about legalizing crack.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, we'll wait for the song. And then we're like, listen to it. I'm like, this didn't require you going over to us
Yeah.
and being like, hey, you gotta stay for the next song. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's okay.
I was there
Weird.
when we did. Oh, so I'm in one of the concert scenes. So I'm in the concert scene for the Osama bin Laden song, and but I was also in the audience where they shot a scene for that reggae song and for the song where like kids can tell their parents and their
Fuck
teachers
off.
and everybody to fuck off. So it's a good time. But they had different outfits and everything, and like I mean they must have had so much footage from that movie.
That's awesome.
Ended up on the cutting room floor.
Well, we are way over time here. I got more I want to talk about, but I don't know.
Let's keep talking and just cut out the stuff that doesn't work. Like this
Yeah,
sentence right here.
I'll bring up one last thing because it's been brought up, but we haven't fully talked about what you guys think of it. Because I have a hot take.
Okay.
I don't like bar theaters.
Hate them with
Hate
a
'em.
passion.
Yeah.
The food?
Yes.
Like where they bring out
There's
the food.
waiters coming through.
Oh, like the
taking people's
dine-in
orders.
Yeah.
theaters? I've never been to one.
I hate
I've
it.
been to one. We saw what's the Charlize Theron one where she's a spy? It's a color. It's not the
Atomic Blonde.
Atomic Blonde. First of all, the food's not going to be. It's an AMC. The food's not going to be good.
Yeah, it's like bar snacks.
I'm sorry, it's not. It's
There
gonna
goes
be
our sponsorship.
it's gonna be expensive, and then they come.
AMC you in court.
We've already established.
Sorry.
Speaking of things we're going to cut out. But they come and they just walk in front of you because they have to get to the seats.
yeah.
So you're watching a movie and some dude like has like his little glow stick and he's just walking in front of you with like plates and stuff. And I'm not having that. And then they have to drop the check off. So they have to do that near the end of the movie, which is the climax of the movie.
Yeah.
Some guy is just
Everybody
like,
has to read Anton Chekhov.
There was a gun. There was a gun in the
We
beginning.
knew what was going to happen.
Should have known. But it's just insane to me that they would disrupt the movie-going experience for $15 chicken fingers. Or that place didn't even serve popcorn. You had to get popcorn from the kitchen.
That's the thing. It's a combination of all the things we just complained about.
Yeah.
You will have a waiter, getting in your way, in your space, and talking to you. But also, like, everyone's got a menu that they can't read, so they've got their phones out so they can read the menu. It's impossible.
The last thing I'd like to bring up. Have any of you fine gentlemen had the opportunity to be in a movie theater with no other people?
Yes.
If it's like you and your
You and your
friends
group.
or whatever, or if it's just you, whatever. Has that?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes.
it's the best.
It
It's
was
the
incredible.
way movies were meant to be seen.
I have a rebuttal.
Oh,
Me and two of my friends, forever, whenever this movie came out, went. It was so sad. Opening night for Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
yeah.
Which is a movie I retroactively fucking love. I think that
Oh,
movie
it's
is
great.
so funny.
so goddamn funny. Without an audience,
Yeah.
those
Oh,
jokes fell so fucking flat.
Yeah.
It was bizarre, and I for the longest time thought the movie sucked, and then
Yeah.
watched it on DVD and was like, oh, this is like my favorite movie. This
Yeah.
is the funniest thing I've ever seen. It was so strange. Like, comedy, you kind of you forget kind of how nice in a comedy it is to have the energy of everyone
Yeah.
having fun and laughing together. I don't know what it was, but
think-
it didn't work.
Yeah, it was Talladega Nights. I saw an empty theater with a bunch of friends, and we walked out going, "That wasn't that good."
Yeah.
And I think, on retrospect, it's better than we thought it was.
Yeah.
That's
Never seen the whole
the
thing.
highest praise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
This
it's-
podcast
I think
is
it's pretty funny.
exposing
Yeah.
how many movies I haven't seen for being a self-described movie guy.
I had the joy of being in not only an empty theater, an empty XD, so IMAX
Damn.
theater for Aquaman.
It's
Oh,
extravagant.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I waited until Aquaman came out like early December. This
Yeah.
was like late January when I went to go see it. Finally, I was like, I just have nothing to do, so I guess I'll go see this.
I was in an empty IMAX theater for the Peanuts movie.
Ooh,
Never
I think
saw
all theaters
it.
for the Peanuts movie were empty.
Was that? Can I read into that silence? Was that all of us not wanting to talk shit about Charles Schultz because we love the Peanuts?
Yeah, because he's gonna be listening. Noted fan of HowDoWeHuman. Charles M. Schultz.
God bless him.
Yeah, there are a couple different movies that I've seen alone, and I cannot speak highly enough about the experience of being in a movie theater completely alone, sitting anywhere you want, no
Nope.
distractions, perfect sound.
Knowing that a person
Yes.
has to take the time to be like, all
That's
right,
what I
Chris,
don't
I
like
hope
about
you're
it.
enjoying this, and not even loading reels anymore, just
It's-
hitting play.
The feeling of being, you're comfortable. You're the only person. You can do whatever you want. But there's one other person in the building, and they fucking hate you.
It's the best. Oh, it's so funny when the movie ends and whoever has to clean the theater comes around the
yeah.
corner and they look and they just see you
you.
sitting alone in the center of the theater. Oh, it's so fun. What have we learned?
I don't know. We learned that going to movies by yourself is not only okay, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
once you get over
absolutely.
that stigma.
No one's paying attention to you.
Exactly.
Unless there's a
Yeah,
group of
no.
teenagers with nothing better to do.
Yeah.
But that's never going to happen.
Yeah. It's great to be alone in a movie theater.
In some instances.
Move to the back of the theater if you
Yes.
have to text.
Yeah,
that's
good-
Oh, that's a
brilliant.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's a good one. Fuck bar / restaurant theaters. We don't need them.
Keep your shoes on.
I
Yes.
put my slippers back on. I already
Oh right,
said-
sorry. I was speaking specifically to you.
I know.
I'm in my socks. Like,
Hey, we're all comfy here.
yeah, we're comfy.
Except Chris, who's in a parka and a long sleeve flannel again.
It's so hot.
All right, Chris.
Yes.
Let's plug some stuff. What do you got
Let's do
going
it.
on?
Well, this is very exciting. I am working on a new project, sort of science related. I'm going into a bunch of caves, and trying to find, where the bats are hanging from the ceiling. I'm gonna force feed them garlic bread to determine which ones are actually vampires.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's good work.
I thought this
That's
was like
important work. Italian outreach.
I thought it was like a foie gras sort of situation.
Oh yeah, where
Kinda
you force feed vampire
feed
bats garlic
vampire-
bread, and then that makes their meat
French cuisine.
seasoned.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
it's just to figure out which ones are vampires.
And when you figure out which ones are vampires, what's your
Do you have a
what's your follow-up?
bat-sized steak?
Well, I mean, they're. I mean, I'm hoping that they die
they'll
if they
die.
consume the garlic bread.
Now, if they are permitted to attack you because you've entered their home.
Yeah,
Did you ask?
Do you have any? Yeah,
I didn't ask.
you didn't ask permission.
No.
Do you take any precautions when you do this? I'm worried for your safety.
No, I mean, I'm just kind of covered in garlic bread.
So the
Garlic bread.
Yeah, I mean, the cloves are just so they're bulky. They swing around.
and the
I like the spongy bread.
the seagulls outside the cave.
They have been a problem.
I thought so.
But that's a separate problem that I haven't figured out how to combat.
Okay, you'll get there.
Yeah, thank you.
Is
I'll
there a way
be
to-
sure to keep you posted.
You'll be keeping people posted
Yeah.
on Twitter. Or?
Yeah, on Twitter at which bats are vampires. It's a long handle.
Is that like which as in which one, or like a witch bats?
I
Which bats
did
are
have to do
vampires?
the spelling of which, but only
bats?
because the grammatically correct one was taken.
All right, the second this podcast is over, we're gonna start working on a pilot about witch bats.
Those bats. The follow-up.
Oh, classic.
Evan, do you have something you'd like to plug?
Yeah, I've got something I could talk about. There goes my lost voice again. It's been over a week. My voice has been fucked. It's
great.
such a bummer. I've got the majority of it back. It's just those high notes. I'm working on, related to what we were talking about earlier, a new dating app.
Ooh.
It's called Trace.
Okay, I can't wait to sign up. Tell me more.
You'll be matched with people who are near exact replicas of your exes, in case that's what you're into.
Oh, okay.
The website is www.mattressman_.com. As was mentioned last time, I had to spend $3,000 to get that for a different business that did not work out. So I'm going to make it work this time.
Okay.
All right.
www.mattressman_.com.
Honestly, I know you give me a lot of pushback on how frequently I try to poke holes in your various projects and
Yes.
businesses. This is fantastic.
Oh.
And as soon as this is over, I'm going to sign up.
thank God.
I have a question. Do the people who sign up, do they sign up as, hey, I'm a replica of this person's ex? Or like, I'm a replica of this woman? Or how do you know, how do you get your replicas?
Okay, I hadn't thought that far.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
I thought
was gonna
I
find
thought
them
this was something.
personally.
That, oh, you were gonna find them
I
personally.
just kind of had the
You
thought,
already
like,
have a website. I
you
figured
know,
you'd be
I
further
know
along.
some people, and I know some people's exes, and I go, that person I know is similar, and I was going to start a database that way.
Your database consists solely of people you know.
Okay, the holes have been poked. I see the error of my ways.
Man, I was really looking forward to signing up for this.
But I've still got mattressman_.com. Go to it. Google ads are running on it, so I get a small pinch of that change. Okay. Gabe, what do you got going on?
I am a fellow at the Annenberg CPP Foundation. You may know us as underwriters of some of your favorite PBS programming. We are not accepting donations, so don't even try. How gauche.
It's an attitude.
Well,
you don't even want donations?
excuse me. there's an attitude because the Annenberg CPB Foundation does important work.
Okay.
Some of your favorite programming, such as Bob on Ice and Nuts, an exploratory adventure. Are documentaries that wouldn't exist without our funding. And
But why don't you want more of it? The donations are more of the funding.
You may think that you have, got me backed into a corner, but the truth is...
I'm just curious.
Yeah, the truth is, we don't want to be swayed by, say, if we're filming, our documentary sewing machines, how do they work? We don't want to be bombarded with money from the singer lobby saying there's an instruction manual.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You don't want to feel a bias come from your donors.
So we have our foundation. We're not interested in receiving. We're just interested in giving.
Okay.
And that's what we do.
And where can I see Bob on Ice or Nuts?
An exploratory adventure?
Ask your local PBS station.
Okay, I will.
Write to your local PBS station. Most have P.O. boxes.
Okay. All right, great. Also, follow our show, of course.
At HowDoWeHuman on Instagram, because we got the handle.
That name, we have it handled.
That's all we got. Yeah, like we said before, I don't know why I say that, as if people are binge listening to this. But if you wanted to, sorry, if you had an idea,
now that you guys are 7 hours deep, so time for a friendly reminder.
Right into the online quiz. Which one is Chris? Which one is?
we've got a limited number of ideas. We're only so smart. If you had something that you're like, hey, fuck, I'd like to hear those guys talk about this, you could comment it on that Instagram, or you could email us, howdowehumanpod@gmail.com.
Do it.
Hit us up. Did you want to throw out any actual social media handles?
Yeah, you can visit my website at www.mattressman_.com.
Fuck.
Oh,
yeah.
He was the other one that got the official name, and you had to spell underscore and then put an underscore.
Yeah. I didn't specify that.
I'm sorry, it's mattressman underscore the symbol.
Underscore. It's the word underscore and then an underscore.
And then an underscore.
Yes.
.com. Yeah, mine is just mattress man with the underscore.
Well, I don't like this competition.
You can also follow me on social media, Twitter and Instagram at God Hates Fabs.
Great handle.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. If this comes out before April 19th,
Couldn't tell you.
Probably not going to happen.
then you missed your chance to see me perform live on the stage of UCB Franklin.
Oh, are you doing the Marvel thing again?
I am doing the Avengers.
Fuck yeah.
All 78 characters from Avengers Endgame.
Are you reprising your role from last year's?
I was politely asked not to reprise my role as Loki. And I will be doing a all new character this year, one who did not appear.
Ooh,
And it's not Captain Marvel.
Michael Pena from Ant-Man.
Howard the Duck.
Problematic and sexy.
Okay, well,
All right,
hop in
that's
that DeLorean. Go see Gabe.
Go see 11:59 p.m. Friday.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be in this luxurious studio.
It's a one bedroom.
Now we got to take down those egg cartons.
But yeah, no, it was exciting. You're our first guest. We've just been talking into the void to
Such an
ourselves.
honor. This is such a joy. You guys are wonderful, hilarious, funny people, and thank you for allowing me to collaborate and be a part of this.
That is so
Absolutely.
nice. We
Thank
have to
you
end this
so
podcast
much.
immediately.
No,
Please tell my Bumble date you said that.
I will. Actually, Chris, I got some bad news.
Uh-oh.
I had some stomach aches, and I just wasn't in the mood for Thai that night.
Oh, but why did you unmatch? It doesn't make sense.
I wanted to tell you in person.
Bye.
Okay, bye.